Shash. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Exodus 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived, and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime, and with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child, and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, Because I drew him out of the water.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessing and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the 4 winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so what I want to get into today, dealing with a lesson, all right, which, brothers have responded, with this guy, aside, and what we have to understand, we have to really always be spiritual about all things. Okay, now, we don't give a damn, what these guys do at their Passover, what they're on, but there's certain things that are said, okay, that's revealing things in the spirit. Okay, matter of fact, let's get there real quick in the book of Luke, all right, because the spirit allows things to be said, to be done, to be seen, all right, and you have the prophets, the watchmen, picking up on everything, and what this guy spoke to was a mindset that we see amongst our people that know that they're Israelites, okay, they're, in this thing, all right, and they think it's a thing of comfort, okay, their mindset is stuck on comfort, just as Jake, was stuck on those comforts, okay, of Egypt, when it was time to go through the wilderness before we got to the promised land, there was a bitter time. And what did Jake revert back to? Okay, Jake started talking about the comforts of Egypt. Okay, they didn't want to deal, with the bitterness, all right, that came before they would come into their own sovereignty, their own land, their own resources, their own wealth, with nobody being the overlord over them. Okay, and this guy Hassad, what he spoke to was a mindset of Jake is going to choose the comfort. Jake is being prepped to choose the comforts of spiritual Egypt, which is America, when it's time to go through, okay, the straight gate. And the whole thing Jake was still provided for. All right. Well, Jake didn't have the options that they had, because the Lord was providing, with the manna. All right, here it is. The Lord is creating, food out of nothing. He's providing the quail. Okay, and me and the brothers talk all the time. If you know, if we just had to eat quail and bread and the rest of this captivity until we deliver, we'll be cool. You know, we'll be straight. You know, the water that came from a rock, you know, it was the best water ever. You know, he created a river in the desert. You see, Jake not looking at and Jake not appreciating the miracles of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Jake still prefer the comforts of America. Okay? And their mindset is going to cause a lot of Jakes to be destroyed, man. Okay? So when we hear things, it's bigger than, you know, Jake want to eat, you know, romaine legs or whatever. Okay? That's not the issue. It's the mindset behind it that's being addressed. All right? And if you're not spiritual, you'll say, oh, these guys just tic-tac, pity-patting, nitpicking. And, you know, no, we don't care what them niggas do, man. All right? Nothing surprised me at this point with them guys on the other side. You know, especially with this latest incident. Nothing surprised me with how these guys move. Okay? Now, let's go here real quick to the book of Luke, chapter 2. You know, then we probably get that account. And there's the book of Luke, chapter 2, in verse 34. Okay? This is Luke 2 and 34. It says, and Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary his mother, behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against. Okay? And what we're seeing, you know, dealing with Yahushua, because one thing that's the common denominator, you got Israelites that really don't reverence Yahushua like that, and you got those that do, that sincerely reverence Yahushua. And you see there's a separation, a major separation being made. Okay? Because these guys that don't reverence Yahushua, you see they pretty much reverted back completely to nigger culture. Okay? It's nothing but the black community, all right, amongst those guys that don't reverence Yahushua like that. Okay? And they're beginning to fall. Okay? And then in the spirit, you got to see these things. You see, but those that are built on Yahushua, you're seeing those men begin to be elevated, to rise in Yahushua. You know, brothers being more on point in everything, man. You know, from the health, you know, to being studious, being scholarly, you know, the edification, being on their watch, being diligent. You're seeing the increase. Okay, and it's their rise in Yahushua. But on the other side, you're seeing the fall. Okay? So we have to understand that dealing with Yahushua, all right, is he can either be a stumbling block, okay, which causes you to stumble to your destruction, or he can be a chief cornerstone that we can build on, all right, and be delivered. Okay? One of the two. Verse 5, it says, yeah, a sword shall pierce through thy own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. And the heart goes back to your mind. So what we're seeing, the minds of Israel, the way that they think, all right, their reasoning, their mindset is being revealed. Okay? Things are being laid out. Okay? And we should look at these things, all right, and examine ourselves, all right, is how we move forward. So you go to the word reveal.
Strong's G 601, apocalypto.
Apocalypto, okay, which is to uncover, to lay open what has been veiled, to cover up, to disclose, to make bare, to make known, to make manifest, to disclose what before was unknown. And see, we in that season, man. All right, this is why this ain't, you know, living a double life and, you know, being a hypocrite. And you see, it's going to come a time, all right, the Lord, well, we're in that season now. And the Lord just going to keep exposing more and more, bringing things to light. And sometimes it don't take much. You can say one thing and then it exposes a whole mindset. You know, that's why in the spirit of watchman, you know, you do a lot of listening. Okay? And men, okay? Women can say particular things and it speaks volumes. Okay, in the spirit. So let's play this with this guy. And then we'll go into some more precepts. Okay, let's play this.
I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope.
Yeah, seriously, and I've had a rough couple of weeks. what bitter herbs are you eating? So we're going to use lettuce. We're going to use romaine lettuce. Some people use horseradish, which is permissible, but it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating that. Somebody said kids' Bibles.
And, you know, and the whole point of it all right, and it was very feminine how you said it, you know. It was extremely effeminate how you sounded, you know. And one thing we have to understand about Babylon, you know, is that it produces a very feminine, soft man, especially from our culture, you know, where it's ran by, you know, from nigger culture. You know, it's not our culture, you know, but from nigger culture, so-called black culture, it produces a very feminine, you know, soft man for the most part. Okay, even these guys that play tough, all right, they're very feminine and emotional. Okay, and that's a very feminine mindset to shy away from the bitterness, you know, to take the easy route. Okay, there's a very feminine mindset, and a mindset like that is gonna buckle in these times to come as we have to endure the straight gate. Okay, so when you go here, all right, it's disgusting. I'm not eating that. Very feminine, man. Okay? And the beautiful thing about this truth, you know, because some form, some fashion, we all been affected, you know, by the matriarch, you know, which destroys, you know, a man's development, you know. But the beautiful thing about this truth, we come into a body, you know, to where we have, you know, those big brothers, you know, those uncle type figures and father type figures in the truth. You know, they're filling the gaps, you know, wherever a brother is lacking, you know. See, the thing, because a brother can't help, you know, what situation they're born into, all right? But Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has provided a place of healing and a place of development for brothers, man, all right? To get out that weak, you know, effeminate, all right, American matriarch mindset, man, okay? To where men shy away, you know, from bitterness. Nah, man, you got to embrace bitterness, man, and it comes with benefits, okay? And this is the mindset. Let's go here. See, can I pull it up? All right, this is the mindset that Jake is pushing forward, okay? Yeah, here you go. So you go here to Numbers 11, all right, and 1. And it says, and the people cried unto Moses. When Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of them, all right, the fire of the Lord burnt among them. Matter of fact, let me read verse 1 and go down. It said, this is Numbers 11 and 1. It says, soon the people began to complain about their hardship. Okay? Jake began to complain. Here it is, the Lord that done all these miracles. He destroyed the superpower of the earth on behalf of Jake to deliver his people. Okay, the Lord showed all this power. Remember, the Lord is providing. Now, they didn't have the comforts and the options that they had in Egypt, but the Lord was providing. And, you know, we were transitioning, all right, to be a sovereign nation. Okay, but Jake, all right, got so caught up on the comforts, you know, their mind was, you know, so attached to those comforts that they began to complain. You know, they had a very negative outlook about the situation they was in. Here it is, you have a chariot over you, guiding you through the night, all right, being a light to you in the night, because the desert was extremely dark. So you had this chariot providing this light for you, okay? In the daytime, it was guiding you as a cloud. Okay, when you left the Egyptians, Jake was able to spoil the Egyptians with gold. So Jake had the economy out there and everything, man. Okay, but Jake didn't look at it like they had their own. Jake's mindset was the comforts that they used to have, okay, in Egypt, man. And Jake has developed that same mindset now. All right, that's why Jake turns his truth and infuses so many gimmicks of the world into the truth, because Jake wants those comforts from the world to be infused into the truth, man. But it don't work like that, man. There's a necessary suffering that we must go through to be perfected, man. And we're not saying sabotage the situation and make things unnecessarily hard for yourself, man. Okay? But when we really follow Yahushua, when we really conform to Yahushua by default, it's going to come with bitterness, man. Okay? They can't be avoided. So when you go here to Numbers 11:1, it says, soon the people began to complain about their hardship, and the Lord heard everything they said. Then the Lord's anger blazed against them, and he sent a fire to rage among them, and he destroyed some of the people in the outskirts of the camp, man. So the Lord got tired of them complaining ass niggas, man. You know, the Lord killed them niggas, man. Jake do all that goddamn complaining, man. You know, you can never satisfy a nigga, man. Okay? That ungrateful spirit, man, the Lord got to the point, man, he just deleted Jake, man. All that goddamn whining, man. And as a man, it's irritating, especially here a grown man do all that goddamn whining, man. I remember I used to work at, I was working at the steel plant, man. Okay? And these Jake coming there with this tough street guy thing, but you put a piece of work on this nigga get to folding up, smacking his lips and shit, complaining, man. This shit is infuriating, man. See a grown man cry, complain about every goddamn thing, man. Nigga, we in the steel plant. What you want it to be? Nigga, you knew what this was before you drove up here, man. You know? But they're just a very weak, effeminate spirit, that Jake have on them, man, where they just complain about every goddamn thing. Counting this dropping shit, man. I hate being around niggas like that, man. But they so goddamn tough. And it says, then the Lord's anger blazed against them. Oh, I read that. Verse 2 said, then the people screamed to Moses for help. And when he prayed to the Lord, the fire stopped. After that, the area was known as Taberah, which means the place of burning, because the fire from the Lord had burned among them. Then the foreign rabble who were traveling with the Israelites began to crave, the good things of Egypt. All right. So this was that a mixed multitude. They wasn't Israelites, and they started to put their spirit on Jake, man. And the people of Israel also began to complain. All right, so you had the mixed multitude influencing Jake to complain, man. Okay, and it says, oh, for some meat, they exclaim. We remember the fish we used to eat it for free in Egypt, and we had all the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlics we wanted. But now our appetites are gone. All we have ever see is this manna. Okay, so Jake began to complain, and remember, see, Jake wanted that that Mediterranean plate that they used to get in Egypt. You see, Jake wanted that 7-course meal that they used to have. The manna wasn't sufficient for him, which the manna represents Yahushua. And right now, Yahushua is sufficient for us, man. Okay, we don't need to be popular. Fast forward to this time. All right, we don't need to be popular in this world. We don't need the praise of this world. We don't need to be looked at a certain way. We don't need to be liked. We don't mind being the outcast. We don't mind being blamed for everything. Like, that's the bitterness that comes with this truth. Yahushua had to endure that, man. All right, Yahushua had to come down with his people's best interests in mind and be hated, all right, and be blamed for everything, man. To work miracles amongst Jake and be blamed for everything, man. Okay, his people looking to trip him up. All right, he couldn't have a social life. Okay, like everyone else. Okay, he had to be dedicated and committed to his lot, man. Which he had the biggest lot amongst everyone, so he had to be, more dedicated to everyone, and that's the bitterness of this truth, man. Okay, we're gonna miss out on things, man. We're not gonna be available as we once were. Okay, we don't get to kick it and chill as much as we once did, man. Especially brothers got different lots in this thing, man. Some, brothers, hey, the Lord requires more, man. They're just part of it. That come with it, even that, because you could look at another brother and be like, damn, it's like, even Martha, she complained about that, Let's get that real quick. All right, so Jake got that same spirit of Egypt to where they're so comfortable here in America, okay, that anything that's bitter, Jake shy away from, because America just provides constant comfort, comfort, constant, dopamines, where people, just on social media all day, people eat these comfort foods all day. There's access to drink and partying and going out and women. And see, you got all this access to these comforts, to anything bitter. Okay, you automatically reject, which the bitters are necessary, man. Okay, but when you go, let's get this. I want to get this real quick, because even dealing with Yahweh Shai, he set the example. Matter of fact, let's get this in Hebrews, and then, okay, it's Hebrews 2:12-2. All right, this is the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. It says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. And that cross represents a suffering, man. You see, Yahweh Shai had to endure a suffering. You see? But it was a joy set before him. He seen beyond the suffering, man. And then, like I say, the bitterness has benefits, because even, when you live, a life of simplicity, okay, it doesn't take much, like you have simple comforts, you enjoy, like, the downtime, that sometimes the Lord allow us, because sometimes the Lord, he let us kick it every now and then, but that's not the lifestyle. That's not the priority. That's not what we push on camera. Okay, brothers get together, kick it, and it's enjoyable. Even in that spiritual, we building in the spirit, no matter what we're doing, whether we're just, chilling, watching the fight or whatever, we still building in the spirit, enjoying each other's company, man. Some brothers got cool situations with their families, man, where they enjoy, the company of their family. And when you have time to do that, you enjoy it more, all right, because you're not doing it all the time. So it'd be more of a potent experience because you're not doing it all the time, man. Okay, when you don't drink that much all the time, you enjoy, the drink a little better, man. When you don't eat, all right, that comfort food all the time, when you do, have a savory meal, you enjoy it more. Okay, so it's a balance, man. Bitterness has benefits, man, and it sharpens the mind and builds us a certain way to endure. See, we're being built up to endure with the bitterness of this captivity, man. Because as a man, there's certain things that that you want. You want certain level of appreciation, all right. You want certain level of notoriety, okay. You want something. You wish you had the ability to do particular things, but the Lord depriving us of these things, all right, is a suffering, but it's making us, perfected. Okay? And Yahweh Shai, he was their prime example. That's why you go to the author, get this word author, So you go to this word author, and
Strong's G 747, Archegas.
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 All right, the chief leader or prince. It says one that takes the lead in anything and thus affords an example, a predecessor in a matter, a pioneer. Okay? And Yahweh Shai stayed away from the comforts of Rome. Okay? Because he understood that he had to be perfected through suffering, man. Okay? When they sought to make him king, what did he do? He shied away from that, man. All right? Let's get some examples that Yahweh Shai left for us, man. Because like I say, there's certain things in this world that, as a man, you wish you could get into. But then as we mature in the faith, we see everything is so defiled, it'll be bad for our development, man. It'll be bad for our progress in the spirit. Okay, to be engaged in particular comforts of this world, man. And like I say, one thing about it, you don't have to rehearse comforts. It's easy you don't have to rehearse to enjoy, food and drinking. Kicking it. You don't have to rehearse those things, okay? Well, you do have to rehearse discipline. You do have to rehearse patience. You do have to, rehearse restraint, okay? You do have to rehearse, reading and studying when you need to, okay? Getting into words and watching and researching. See, those things have to be, all right, rehearsed, okay? But when it comes to kicking it, it's always gonna be there, and those things don't have to be rehearsed. You know, joking and laughing. You know, which there's a time for that, man. Okay, but that's not at the forefront of what we're doing. Okay, because there's a balance to everything. All right. So, let's see, can we find that? Should have looked it up. Yeah, this is the book of, and this is after he did the miracle, you know, and fed the multitude with the fish and bread. It said, therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. Then those men you should be back. I'm start again. I think it went out for a minute. This St. John 6:13, it says, therefore they gathered together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Yahushua did, said, this is of the truth, that prophet that should come into the world. When Yahushua therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone. All right, alone. And that's another thing. Like, you got to begin to embrace, you know, solitude, being by yourself at times, man. You know, even brothers that have families, there's still time, you know, as men, we have to be by ourselves, man. You know, that solitude, El Apostle Bar, you know, he really pushes that, man. You know, like solitude is good for the mind. It's making us, it's giving us an edge, man. Okay, it's hardening us for the times that we're in, because we don't know how long, you know, like we might be in the dungeon somewhere, you know, for months. Okay, it's just us, you know, it be you know, by ourselves, you know, with Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. Okay, like we don't know what is going to happen, man. Some brothers gonna be on the move by themselves, man. We don't know what's going to happen, man. Okay, but Yahweh Shai, he would do miracles, he would do sermons, and he would dip out, man. And really, that's a method. I was thinking about yesterday. You know, it hit me. Like, you look at how Yahweh Shai move. You know, he would teach and then he would retreat. You know, and that's a method, you know, that we can apply. All right, Yahweh Shai would teach, he would edify, he would do miracles, and then he would retreat. He would dip out. You know, and you can see that, you know, if you watch the Book of Clarence, which we know, you know, it was a spoof and it had, you know, some things in there. But overall, it was a good visual. You know, you look at the Book of Clarence, it was a good visual and it gave a good aspect, you know, because you had Jake playing Jake and you had Esau playing Rome. And you seen that authentic tension between the two, you know. Now, I didn't look at it for any, you know, content for edification, but just that visual. You know, and one thing you seen, you didn't see Yahweh Shai a lot on there. The guy that they had playing Yahweh Shai, that Jake, you didn't see him a lot, but he would show up, all right, when it was needed. You know, he'll show up, you know, for a miracle. You know, he'll show up here and there. He wasn't on the scene, okay? Like Jake was doing Jake, you know, but Yahweh Shai show up every now and then. You know, if you watch that movie, like he was there, but he wasn't there, okay? And I was thinking, like, really, that's a formula, you know, that we can use. You know, every brother, you know, customized, you know, to their own, you know, fitting. But pretty much, bro, teach and retreat. Okay, once we hop on the internet, teach, you know, push this word. You see, watch, warn, prophesy. Okay, retreat, man. Okay, not, you know, Jake teach. Then Jake, like a 7-hour Passover. Like, what are y'all doing? You know, a 7-hour Passover, man. Jake got to be on everything. Jake is on 7-hour Passover. Then he got Then Jake will have this podcast to go to. Then Jake will have, this unity camp to go to, and then Jake will have this on social media, on Instagram, and Jake be on 7-8 different platforms on TikTok, and all this going on, man, in the mix, man. But really, like, just thinking lately, I'm like, the way to be is like Yahweh Shai, is to teach and get out the way, man. Be secluded. Because Yahweh Shai, he would teach and he would get out the way. Yahweh Shai would get on the boat, okay, and just go to the other side, okay, of the lake, man, to get away. Okay? So Yahweh Shai, he wasn't trying to be on the scene, okay, like that. All right? He wasn't there to be popular and be cute. He was there to do the will of the Father. He understood the assignment. Okay? He kept it simple. You see? And you get this here in St. John 12 and 27. St. John 12 and 27 says, "Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour." Yahweh Shai understood why he was there. He understood the assignment. He kept it simple. He wasn't there for all that extra shit. Okay, he wasn't there to be comfortable. He knew he had a suffering to go through. Okay, he understood that. And we have to embrace our suffering, man. Okay? You got to understand, like, there's things that you just got to embrace, man. The condition of our people, you just got to embrace that, man. The hatred we're going to get from our people, you got to embrace that. Okay? You got to embrace the woman being so out of order that you can't even deal with them. Like, that's a bitterness. Okay? Like, what was done to the women of our nation, like, you got to deal with that. We got to embrace that. Okay? You got to embrace, families being through. You got to embrace these things, man. Okay? It is what it is. You got to embrace that we don't have authority in this society, man. Okay? That's why you see Jake trying to project themselves as these authority figures trying to compensate. Jake ain't got no authority, man. Okay? You get the wrong woman pregnant, you're finished. Okay? Don't care how much clout you got, how much money you got, you get the wrong woman pregnant, you're through. You don't have no authority in this society as a man. Okay? And there's the bitterness of it. You just got to embrace it and deal with it, man. Okay? Jake be trying to compensate and project themselves as if they, nah, man. All right? you one wrong baby mama away from being completely obliterated. All right? You out of there. Okay? That's the reality of where we at, man. Okay? So, Yahweh Shai, he understood that, and then you go here. I looked it up. All right. So when you go into, all right, the wine and the myrrh. Okay. Yeah, the taco. Yeah. Moist as hell, man. Oh, bro. So yeah, you go here, all right, and you says, because I looked in, was wine and myrrh a numbing agent? And it says, yes, in the context of the crucifixion of Yahweh Shai, wine mixed with myrrh was offered as a potential, all right, analgesic, all right, to dull the pain. But Yahweh Shai refused it. He refused it, all right, and it's going to go into why. Okay, I'm going to jump down. All right, Yahweh Shai's refusal. Okay. It says Yahweh Shai, however, refused to drink the wine mixed with myrrh, which some interpret as a demonstration of his willingness to endure the full extent of his suffering for the sake of others. Okay? Yahweh Shai, he wanted to go through that full process, man. And see that, and the reason why, you go into the men of our nation, the reason why a lot of them are like they are, because they never go through that process of being chastened by masculine energy. They never go through that process of being challenged. The truth is supposed to challenge who we are, man. Who we were in the world. The old man is this truth is meant to constantly challenge that old man. Constantly challenge that old man. Every day that old man gonna be challenged, man. Okay? But when you have with these men, okay, they have never went through that chastening from masculine energy, all right, what is their first mind to do? To retreat, okay, to feminine energy to be nurtured, okay? And this is a major plague amongst our people, all right? And this truth being around brothers, okay, because you have all these different walks of life, okay? But you're around these men and you get used to that masculine chastening, man. Starting with the apostles, you know, the heads of camps on down, you know, especially like you know, like brothers like Elder Ariala. I don't know if he's still on, all right, but it's a you know, that energy of masculine chastening, you know, because it was a brother the other day in the Dallas camp, and he brought out a precept, and he said he think it go with it, and Elder Ariala like, nah, you know, he shut it down, like, come back when you know. You see, now you know, a feminine spirit was got emotional, felt some type of way, holding grudge. But now, man, like, that's that masculine chastening that men need. We need that. You know, I look back on my life, man, and I just be more appreciative of all the masculine chastening that the Lord, all right, had me go through. You know, whether it's grandfathers, uncles, you know, football coaches, you know, certain men that would take me under their wing, you know, that I worked with, you know, and they would always, you know, be on my ass. Like, I couldn't, you know, I couldn't blink wrong. You know, they was on my ass, man, but I knew the Lord had that happening, man. You know, grooming me for my lot in the truth. Okay? But that's needed. That masculine chastening, that's needed. That process is needed. And when you skip that, you're very undeveloped as a man. Okay? To now, when you get in situations, all right, there's a challenge. Okay? What's your mindset in that situation is to find comfort. Okay? But when you're used to that masculine chastening, you know that you possess, all right, what's needed to get through these things, man. You go through situations, man. You embrace those situations, man. Okay? And as we come into the hour of temptation, man, and what's going to be the comfort that's going to be presented to get back to the comfort? The C-hip. Okay? You see, the horseradish represents, all right, the straight gate, which is going to lead to glory. All right? That romaine lettuce represents the C-hip, man. When you look at it psychologically, that's the C-hip. Okay? Because we're going to be in some disgusting situations, man. We're going to be in some uncomfortable situations, man. Okay? You ain't going to be able to put on shoes that match your shirt in the time of temptation, man. Okay? You're not going to be able to get a lineup. Okay? There's a lot of Jake, they push the law, but they get them lineups because they don't want that suffering or not being appeasing to eat. That's another thing. We stop caring about being appeasing to our people, man. We stop caring about what niggas think, not being appealing to the nigga woman. Okay? We embraced it, you know? It is what it is, man. You see? And then as you embrace these things and you see the benefits of it, you begin to enjoy the bitterness, man. You know? So, Yahweh Shai, he rejected, you know, that myrrh, all right, and wine, all right, to take on the full brunt of their suffering, man. Okay? Because how was he perfected? Let's get this. Hebrews 2. All right. Hebrews 2:10, it said, for it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, all right, Yahweh Shai, and bringing many sons unto glory. And how is he bringing many sons unto glory, man? Okay, by being that example. Okay, It says to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering. Okay? You read this in the NLT, it says the Most High, for whom and through whom everything was made, chose to bring many children into glory, and it was only right that he should make Yahushua through his suffering a perfect leader fit to bring them into their salvation, man. So we're going through this suffering to be fit leaders, man, to be fit joint heirs, man. Okay, you can't skip that process, man. Okay, King David, you know, he had to go through that period with King Saul. He had to go through that time of being on the run, being in the wilderness. Okay, he had to go through the bitter before he set the throne of Israel, man. And he was on the run from Saul for years. You know, it could have been, you know, they scholars say he could have been, you know, 12, 13 when he was anointed by Samuel, but he didn't sit the throne till he was 30. Okay, he was out there, you know, pretty much homeless at the time. Like he had to go through the bitterness. All right. Before he was a fit leader, for the Lord seeing him to be a fit leader, he had to go through. Let's see. And Jake don't want to go through that process, man. Okay. Jake think there's an easy way. Nah, man, it's a suffering. It's necessary, man, and it's benefits to it. You know. So you go from there. What's that in Ecclesiastes? I think 7. Okay, in 3. All right, it says sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us, man. Okay, sorrow has a fining. All right, sadness has a refining influence on us, man. So there's necessary vexations and, you know, things that we go through because it's refining us, man. We're being refined, okay, to become that finished product. You see, and Jake don't want to deal, okay, with that chastening. All right, and that's not saying that, you know, you walk around sad and depressed, okay. Nah, man, because what we have to understand is there comes a point to where our joy comes from what the Lord is doing in the earth. See, when you're so comfortable and your joy, you know, is centered around the comforts of this world, okay, you become absent-minded to the joy that comes from what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is doing in the earth. You know, because if your joy comes from having a certain amount of money in the bank, well, when that money's not there, your joy not there. Okay, if your joy only comes when you're drunk, okay, so when you're not drunk, okay, you're damn asshole, man. You see, you can't even function, you know, without it. All right, when you don't have, you know, your luxury of eating, you know, 3-4 meals a day of this processed garbage, and that's where your comfort comes from. When you don't have those things, man, okay, hey, you can be compromised, man. Okay, and Jake that's living these, you know, these soft lives. All right, that's the thing now. You got Jake want to live these soft ass lives. Okay, the metrosexual shit, these soft lives. All right, and they're setting themselves up for failure, man. Okay, so when you go from here, all right, cause just by default serving Yahushua, it's gonna come with hatred. It's gonna come with, you know, being, you know, looked at as crazy, insignificant. You see, that's the bitterness. Okay, so we don't have to, you know, sabotage or, you know, do unnecessary things to bring unnecessary suffering, but just by default, when we conform to Yahushua, it's gonna be bitterness, man. Spirits, when you go out to the world, spirits gonna be against you, man. Okay, always trying you and tempting you. Okay. Your free time is going to diminish, you know, so it put a strain on certain relationships. You see? So by default, just conforming to Yahushua, there's a bitterness that comes with that, but that's the process. Okay? And the scriptures say you got to let patience have His perfect work. Which we'll get that. This is the book of Sirach 30:1. It says, he that love his son, causing him off to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him at the end. He that loveth his son. So the Lord is dealing with us as with sons. Okay? So we deal with that masculine chastening, man. We deal with the Lord has an expectation for us, man. Okay, according to the portion that he gave us, the Lord got an expectation. Okay, and he's not going to accept nothing less. Okay, and when we get, out of pocket, the Lord chastening, man. Okay, and the Lord is requiring more of us, man. As we get closer to the end, the Lord is requiring more. So we have to understand that he's doing this to have joy of us at the end. Because remember, we're on the quest to be eternal joint heirs with Yahushua, man. Okay, so these temporary discomforts and, bitterness and vexation, okay, that we go through now, not going to compare to the payout, man. That's what gives us joy. And see, now our joy comes from what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is doing in the earth, man. What he's doing with us, man. How he's building us, making us judges, man. Making us fit to be around Yahushua, man. There's a joy in that, man. So you got to fall in love with the process, man. Okay? The suffering that comes with it. Okay? Well, you choose to, work out. You're choosing to afflict yourself for a greater good. Okay? Well, you go on fast, intermittent fasting, where you're choosing, okay, all right, to practice what? Self-restraint for a better good. Okay? So the Lord, all right, when he takes us through, all right, particular things, he understands the finished product it's going to produce, man. Okay? You see? Because remember, men are visionaries. Okay? And it takes a masculine chastisement, all right, to create that finished product that's desired. Okay? And it says, I'll read this again. It says, he that loveth his son, causing him oft, okay, to feel the rod of correction, that he may have joy of him in the end. And this whole captivity is for our correction, man. This is what this captivity is for. It's for our correction. Okay? We're not here to be the man, to be popular, to be YouTube celebrities. That does nothing for the final product that the Lord wants, man. Okay? You gotta embrace being the underdog, being counted out, being looked at as insignificant. Okay? Being the tail of this society, man. Okay? You gotta embrace those things, man. And then our confidence doesn't start to come from, the comment board. Okay? How people react to us. No, the confidence begins to come from what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is doing in us, man. When we see the progress that's being made, man. The benefits, all right, justify the bitterness, man. That's because it's benefits to it, man. Especially in the circumstances that we in, bitterness, okay, is very beneficial for the circumstances we in. The last thing we need to be is too comfortable, okay, in this situation that we're in, man. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, yep. It's the brother, the hopeful elect 3, 2 Timothy 2:3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. Okay? So there's a hardness to this thing as a soldier. When you're a soldier, and you're sent on a mission, on an assignment, man. Okay? You don't live like the civilians there. Okay? You tapped in. Your mindset is different than the civilians. Okay? Of their society, man. You're there on assignment. Okay? And you have to endure the hardness that come with it. Being out there in the elements. Okay? Having to fend for yourself at times when it comes to eating it. You have to deal with all right, hey, the hardness that comes with the assignment, man. Okay, and us being soldiers of Yahweh Shai, there's a hardness that comes with the assignment, and you got to endure it, man. Okay, and what it's doing is making us, built a certain way to endure the worst time that the world has ever seen. Okay, verse 4 says, "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier," man. And that's Yahweh Shai. So we can't get bogged down, okay, trying to be too comfortable, man. Okay, like I said, there's every now and then the Lord allows us to enjoy ourselves, man. You know, to feast and dine a little bit, man. Those moments come. Okay, well, like I say, that's not at the forefront, and damn sure don't need to be recorded. Jake know how to kick it. Jake don't need no examples of how to kick it. Okay, Jake done mastered it. You see, Jake needs examples of discipline, patience, okay, restraint. Okay, we in the spirit, we need to elevate. Okay, make better choices, man. Hey, you see, that's the examples that Jake need. That's beneficial to Jake, man. Okay, so get a couple more. Let's go here. Philippians, we'll end it here. This is Philippians 2:3. It says, "Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves," man. And see, we have a responsibility, man. And that's the thing that we are to embrace. And there's bitterness that comes with leadership. There's a bitterness that comes with that, and we have to embrace it. Okay, as a leader, okay, you can't chill until everything is on point. You have to be proactive. You see, you have to be available. You see, there's different people that require different things, from you at different times, man. So as a leader, it comes with responsibility. You can't say anything. You can't do anything. Okay, you have to be extra mindful how you move. That, and it's a bitterness that comes with it. But on the flip side, when all right, you see the benefits of your labor. You becoming better, the people around you becoming better, on point. That's the benefits of it. That's the reward. Like Apostle Paul, he was writing them letters to the churches. He was like, "Look, y'all my reward. Y'all growth. That's the reward." Like the apostles, they have it's a bitterness that comes with being those top men. Okay, but the reward is seeing, the output, their scholarly mindset that brothers are in. Brothers on point, brothers are diligent. That's the reward. So everything is a balance, and bitterness has to be, okay, and bitterness is part of the process, man. Okay, it says, "Don't look out only for your own interest, but take an interest in others too, man." Okay, and as these guys, they don't care what they do, what they say, or how it affects anyone. It's about their interest. You see, their style, all right, of leadership is destructive, it's toxic, man. To where they spread poison amongst those that they're leading through their behavior, man. Okay, so now they're pushing this weak, okay, and this weak mindset amongst their congregation, okay, to where their congregation feels they can serve the Lord how they want to serve the Lord. Okay, they don't have to deal with bitterness. They can just they can just operate in constant comfort. Okay, so that's that type of leadership to where the things that the leaders do harm the people. Okay, but guess what? They get money, They get these different opportunities and different things. They get to be looked at and praised. You know, they get to scratch their ego. They get to line their pockets. Okay, while they're destroying and corrupting the minds, okay, of the congregation, man. All right, and it's not supposed to be that, man. Like the leaders, there's different suffering that leaders go through that people don't see. All right, Yahweh Shai, scripture say he became poor so we can become rich in understanding. Okay, you see, you got certain, brothers that, hey, they could be way better, but it will cut into their edification. They could be doing way better in the world, but brothers be content with daily bread, a little something put back for, emergency and, so there's a suffering that people don't see, okay, when it comes to certain men, but everybody benefits from their suffering, man. Just as everyone benefited from Yahweh Shai suffering. The bitterness he had to go through, everybody benefited from it. Okay? So we have our moments, we have our sacrifices, and, we got to bear our cross, but everybody benefits from it, man. Okay? So read verse 5. It says, you must have the same attitude that Yahweh Shai Hamashiach had. Okay? So we had to have the same mind that he had, man, that he embraced the suffering, man. Okay? Especially when he asked for another way. Because at moments you like, God damn. And the Lord just leave you in a certain situation. You'd be like, shit. But then it get to a point like, okay, this is what it is. Okay? Embrace it and still operate in it, man. That's the thing, to operate in the affliction. You see? So the suffering, this bitterness, okay, is grooming us, all right, to a maneuver in Jacob's trouble, all right, and to be perfected, to be those joint heirs, all right, those fit joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, okay? So that's the point, I leave it there. Okay. Yeah, I leave it there, man. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Once again, you give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings.